guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to The Wandering Reader. Today I'm going to be talking about my autumn favourites. So I have 5 things that I want to talk to you about that I have loved during the sweet season of autumn, and hopefully you find some recommendations for things that you might love moving forward. So the first thing that I want to show you today and share with you is this coat, and it's going to be really hard for me to show this on screen, but this is my new winter coat, and this is from Next, and I spotted it when we went sort of like back to school shopping at the end of August, sort of beginning of September, and I originally spotted this in the light blue colour, but they didn't have it in my size and I wanted to sort of try it on. So I picked up the tan one and tried on the tan one because I did have this in my size, and I actually prefer, I didn't prefer because I didn't try on the blue one, but I really liked the tan one because I think it kind of made me think that it's going to go with lots of things in my wardrobe and be a lot more wearable than the blue one. The blue one is absolutely beautiful. It's like this baby blue colour, so I would say, you know, if you're into that kind of thing, then I would definitely check that out. But it's lovely. It's a wool coat. Let's just check the label and see how much wool is in it. So it says here, it's not even a wool coat. It's like, okay, so it is 100% polyester. Yeah, so it feels like a wool coat, but it isn't actually a wool coat, which might be good for some of you who are allergic to wool, because my husband, for example, is allergic to wool, and so when it comes to finding him a winter coat, we find it quite difficult sometimes, but it's got kind of like this tweedy sort of effect to it. It's really lovely, super warm, buttons down the front. It's got pockets here, but it's also got pockets at the side as well. You know, lovely buttons on the sleeves, and then if I turn it round to the back, you've got you know, this little bit at the back here. Really lovely. I'm going to insert a couple of either photographs or shots of me wearing the coat so that you can see what it looks like in a bit more detail. But this was also really reasonably priced as well. I think it was around the £60 mark. So I think for a winter coat that's really good quality, I always think that the clothes in Next are really, really good quality. I love shopping in there. Yeah, so for a coat that's really good quality, that's something that's gonna last me an awfully long time, I think it's totally worth it. Yeah, and I will leave a link to it in the description box below if I can still find it on their website. I have still seen it in their stores, so I think I'll be able to find it on their website. Yeah, but it's really beautiful. The second thing that I want to talk about today is a makeup item, and it's this YSL mascara. So I'm just going to hold it up to the camera so you can see. There we go. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the tube, and this is the Mascara Volume Effect Waterproof from YSL. And I've talked before about the fact that I really like the Benefit Bad Girl Bang mascara because it's got a great waterproof element to it. But I was still finding with that mascara that at the end of a work day, I was still getting a little bit of fallout under here. Well, fallout's the wrong word, but a little bit of smudging of it down here. So it wasn't 100% waterproof, and I was having a conversation with my mum, and she was saying that she'd bought this mascara after doing some research on waterproof mascara. She wanted to take it on holiday and sort of wear it so that she could go in the swimming pool, and she really recommended it. So I went and bought myself a tube of this from Debenhams, and I have not looked back. I'm not going to be buying any other waterproof mascara from now on. This stays on all throughout the day. I don't get any transfer onto the underneath of my eyes during the day at all. There's nothing. It's just like you freshly applied it in the morning. It's absolutely fantastic. This is obviously in black. I don't know whether you can get it in other colours. Perhaps you can, but I never wear mascara in other colours, or only ever wear it in black. So if you're looking for a waterproof mascara and one that 100% works, this is going to be your friend. And again, I will leave it linked in the comments down below. not in the comments, in the description box down below. Moving on to another fashion item, I want to mention these Chelsea boots. These are from June, and I've recently been buying my shoes from June just because they're a bit more of a luxury high street brand. But all of their shoes, or a lot of their shoes anyway, come in, or sort of like shoes like this come in leather, and I really wanted to invest in some shoes that were going to last me. So for example, my work shoes that I bought at the beginning of the year, I would normally buy them out of New Look for sort of like £15 or £20, something like that, and they've lasted me really well, but they're never leather. And I wanted to buy some really nice leather shoes for work, so I bought a lovely pair of black loafers for work, and then I really wanted to go back and buy a pair of Chelsea boots out of there. So we went a couple of weeks ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago now, and I bought these pair here. And these are a little bit different because they've got this lovely sort of holy pattern that's running around the thing, but they're a tan pair of boots. They are in leather. They're really sturdy and really comfortable to wear. They also do these in wide fit as well, and the wide fit version in June is wide fit for your foot, but also for your calf as well. Now I have to say, I tried on some knee-high boots in June, and I have particularly wide calves and I couldn't do them up. So I would say if you've got especially wide calves like me, then I would say it's not an option for you in terms of knee-high boots, but these are just lovely. So I've worn them to death for the 3 weeks that I've had them. Had to mention them here. They are a little bit more on the pricier side than your sort of regular high street brand, but I don't mind paying a little bit extra for something that I know is going to last me and that's going to be good quality while I've got it. So again, I think I will have linked some pictures of me wearing these, or some shots of me wearing these. I've overlaid them on the video somewhere so you can see these on, but yeah, absolutely love these. Those of you that have been watching my videos recently will have heard me no doubt talk about the Wicked Wallflowers Club podcast. I read a post from Bree Hill's blog, Falling for Romance, where she talked about where you can get different romance recommendations, and she mentioned different podcasts that you can listen to. And I'd heard of a few podcasts that were romance orientated, but not to the extent of this list that she had, and the Wicked Wallflowers Club podcast was one of the ones that she recommended. So I decided to give it a go. I listened to a few episodes of it in the summer and was hooked. So there are over 100 episodes of this, and I'm just over halfway through. I think I'm sort of on episode 57 or something like that. So I've made my way from the beginning to the end. Obviously you don't have to do that, but I really wanted to listen to it in its entirety. And it's really good. I like this podcast so much because they talk about people's origin stories when it comes to reading romance, which I've really enjoyed listening to. I've really enjoyed listening to people talk about the writing process. That's been really interesting. And then just different topical conversations that are happening in the romance community, they talk about on the podcast as well. And then of course it's got loads of recommendations. So a lot of their episodes are focused around interviewing an author, but they have other episodes as well. So for example, they do an episode every now and again where they talk about what they're reading, so the two hosts of the show. So you've got Jenny Northback and Sarah Hawley. And they also have other episodes as well. So they've talked to a literary agent, they've talked to somebody who works in marketing in the sort of romance publishing industry, and it's just been really interesting, and it's like listening to friends having a conversation for me now. So each episode is between 40 minutes and an hour, something like that, and I've just been loving listening to it. So if you're looking for another podcast recommendation for books or for romances in particular, if you're looking for a podcast where they're, you know, it's really interesting to listen to. I just think because some podcasts, you have to click with podcasts, don't you? You know, you have to be able, it's like watching people on BookTube, you have to be able to click with them to really enjoy what they're talking about, and this is definitely one of those for me. Okay, and then the last favourite that I want to talk about in this video is, well, snag tights basically. I first saw an advert for snag tights on Facebook, and I decided to check them out because basically on this advert they were talking about the fact that, you know, finally tights that fit, that kind of idea. And I've always found it really difficult to buy tights to fit me. Because I'm quite tall and I have long legs, I've had to always buy the extra large size of tights in sort of shops like Sainsbury's and Primark and whatever it might be. But the trouble is with buying extra large tights is that yes, they're okay for my height, but they're not okay for my hip size or my waist size, because they're also, extra large is also designed for sort of like the larger lady as well, and I'm sort of generally a size 12 to 14. So this particular advert said, you know, finally tights that fit. So I had a little look on their website and I decided to order myself one pair of them just to see what they were like. They do them in two different denier thicknesses, so they do 80 denier I think, and then they do 50 denier, and they come in a range of colours and things like that. So I just ordered myself a pair of black. And they have a different way of sizing you, so they ask you, get you to think about different questions to do with your size and your height and things like that, and then they give you a size that's, I think, based on a letter. They are a little bit on the expensive side, so they're £6.99 for one pair, which, you know, I could go into Primark and buy probably 5 or 10 pairs for £6.99, but they're really, really ill-fitting. You know, they're the type of thing where, you know, tights always roll over, and they always make you, by the end of the day, they always made me feel, you know, like, because I get a bit of bloating in my tummy now I'm a little bit older, and they really felt so tight at the end of the day and things like that. And I just wanted to see whether these would make a difference, and wow, they are the best tights that I have ever bought. I basically decided after that next payday I was going to order myself 5 pairs of black tights and throw away the rest of my tights and never buy tights from anywhere else again. And I've been so pleased with that decision. So, you know, it cost me a little bit to invest in them, and I'll probably need to replace them or a couple of pairs at some point in the future, maybe a couple of years down the line, and when I've sort of washed them to death sort of thing. But I'm happy with that. They're comfortable, they're so comfortable, they stay up, you know, they don't make me feel, you know, more uncomfortable of an afternoon than I need to, and they come in a wide range of different colours as well. So again, hopefully I've put over a shot of me wearing some. I've got a burgundy pair of tights as well, so I ordered 5 black and 1 burgundy pair, and I'll definitely invest in a couple of other colours as well. They also do, I think, fishnets on their site, so, you know, that might be a possibility for me. I couldn't wear them to work or anything like that, but so I'm just going to read a little bit from their website. So it says, we created Snag for one simple reason. We believe that anyone who wants to wear tights should be able to have tights that genuinely fit in comfort, regardless of size, shape, age or gender. Snag is absolutely not a plus size brand. We're here to create tights for everyone, not just particular groups. We're also passionate about making everything we do as sustainable and environmentally responsible as possible. We don't use any plastic in our packaging, and we are working hard with our suppliers to make our tights as eco-friendly as they can be. So when these arrived, so this is a pair that I've got here, when these arrived, they arrived wrapped in paper rather than in plastic, and that was really lovely to see as well. So far these have washed really well. You know, sometimes I find with tights that I've worn in the past that the more I wash them, the more sort of bobbly and things that they get, and you know, they probably will get like that eventually, but they look so lovely. Yeah, and they've washed really well in my opinion. So like I said, I won't be buying any other tights from now on in. I absolutely love this brand. So there you go guys, they are my autumn favourites. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments below about anything that I've discussed in today's video, if you've got any recommendations for me. Thanks very much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.